All right, so welcome to our next episode of my Leveraging Your Voice podcast. Today we have a special guest with us, Enrico. Am I saying that right?
Yeah.
All right. Why don't you just introduce yourself to us, who you are, where you're at, and maybe who you serve and what you do for them.
Yeah, I'm Dr. Enrico Dolcecore. I'm a chiropractor. I'm local here in Tampa, Florida. And I help not only my patients in my practice, but service professionals market properly to their communities and increase their voice in their communities.
That's awesome. Now, I'm Paul Rakowitz. I do PR vocal coaching. I help people speak with confidence. And I think that some of your clients have been some of my clients. Isn't that right?
They have. We've crossed a few paths. Yeah.
Yeah. So a little bit of that is, hey, now we're collaborating. I've invited you onto my podcast, so we're going to have some fun together.
Yeah.
I'm going to ask you a question about collaboration later. So be thinking about that. Be thinking about your answer the whole time, but don't screw up all the rest of your answers because you're thinking about that.
Okay.
So how long have you been in business?
Here in Florida, we're on 7 years. We've been here for 7 years. Our practice is 6 years old. And I've been doing this for 16 years, moving on 17 here shortly. So as a chiropractor. So the move from Canada to here has been fun. I can say I've done it in 2 different countries. I've built and sold and all these great things that make me look good on paper.
Now that's a long way to go, Canada to Florida. How did that happen? What's the story?
We overcompensated for sure. It's hot here. It's really hot, but it was really cold there. So we overcompensated. But my wife and I, young family, very young, with infants, we were like, okay, it's now or never because we want to set roots. And she's from Michigan, so immediately not Michigan. And that's it. We looked at San Diego, looked at Tampa, looked at Maui. And the realistic was Florida is just a great fit. What was a great fit. And it has been. We've been super happy here. It's been great. We moved pre-COVID, so we looked like geniuses during those years. That was great. But it's been good. No, so far so good. Kids are getting big and the practice is growing. We have opened up more locations in the area. It's been great.
Good. Now, I'm a little afraid to ask this because I'm from Michigan and I love it here. So what happened? You said she's from Michigan. So no Michigan.
No more snow. No Minnesota, no Michigan, no New York, no Boston. I mean, I'm like, we got to go past the snow.
You go to Buffalo. It doesn't snow in Buffalo.
Yeah, right. Yeah, right.
Awesome. All right. Now tell a little story about where you're at there in Florida, because I think it started interestingly. You didn't start in your own business there, but you ended up in your own business pretty quickly because of some sort of little thing that started to be successful for you. Just sort of tell that story because it's kind of interesting.
Yeah, we scoped areas prior to the move for 2 years. And I met a great doc here. We're still friends here who's like, hey, we need help here. We could use your skills. And that's what made us move to the area. He was in Clearwater and I did the associateship again. And I realized when I first got out of school, I lasted as an associate for about 3 months. Well, it happened again. So I started associating and it didn't turn the way it was supposed to. He's like, yeah, go get your own patients. I was like, oh, I got babies at home. I don't want to go to BNI anymore. I don't want to do this stuff. So I started getting into online marketing, mainly Facebook. I never really did this stuff in Canada. So at that time in 2017, it was the Russell Brunson stuff, the ClickFunnels and the funneling and the Facebook ads and everything. So I'm like, okay, let's do this. Let's learn about it. And because I had all the extra time, I learned and I started getting a lot of new patients. It was great. And my following online, which was just friends, really, I didn't really do content or anything like that from school, from Palmer and all the other chiropractic colleges are like, hey, how are you doing this? And I started helping them one by one for free from the goodness of my heart, just helping them. And my wife she was tired of the late nights. She's like, why are you up at 1 o'clock in the morning? I'm like, I got to get this done. Once you start, you can't stop. It's got to be running. You got to test these things. She's like, you got to at least charge for this. I was like, that's a great idea. So trying to build a business and try and charge friends on the side. Luckily, these colleagues were absolutely wonderful. They had no qualms paying me. They're like, yeah, of course. I was wondering when you were going to ask me for something. So I'm like, hey, give me $200. I'm like, okay, $200. And we started from there. And then it turned into something. And, you fake it till you make it at the beginning. And until I started really learning what was going on, I'm like, wow, this funneling actually does work. A/B testing does work. There is a system here. Meta keeps changing things, but if you stay on top of it, there's really a system. You can see how it works. It works the same. It's not as tricky as you think, And since most providers don't have the time to do what I did, the opportunity to stop practice, sell it, move, and then relearn, that not very many people have that opportunity. And I did. So, and then here I am. I think my advantage is that I'm in the trenches with everyone else and I'm not a digital marketer, which may hurt me from the marketing side, but it definitely from the relationship side builds things, because they're like, yeah, you're a DC. I'd love to work with you, or you help us. So it's turned into this great thing. So now we rebranded. We're called the Digital Coach. It was Enrico Dolcecore in marketing. And my coach was like, listen, your name is not roll off the tongue nicely. So then my Lacey Book told me, hey, the Digital Coach. I'm like, that's perfect. Way to go. Thanks. So
Guess
that's
who
it. We
named my podcast Leveraging Your Voice?
Yeah.
Lacey.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's it. Same Lacey.
Yes. How about that?
That's it. So that's the story in a nutshell. And then here we are. And I split my time between the two, and it's been fun. It's been a lot of fun, and helping people and helping them realize.
So you went to Florida to be an associate, DC, and then all of a sudden you had your own office and a second business.
And we just opened up a satellite clinic. Yeah, it's crazy. It's nuts.
So that's good.
Yeah.
That's good. So what kind of patients do you work with? Do you have a specialty in any particular area, or just how's that
Because
work?
of the upper cervical work I do, I get a lot of that neurology and brain-based stuff that happens. And my wife being pediatric certified, that's how we kind of grew our brand together. So I do a lot of the dizziness, the vertigo, the instability, the post-concussion syndrome, the car accidents, the whiplash. Those are where we thrive. But we do the general chiropractic, full spine stuff as well. And with the pediatric side of the practice, they all mesh together. And then we get a lot of the neurodivergent crowd. We get the autistic crowd. We get to help them too. So it's turned into this wonderful synergy of just helping true to the core things where the mainstream healthcare is missing. It's missing the care to help these people continuously. They don't get to talk to these neurologists all the time. You get to see a neurologist once, and who knows when you'll see them again, if you get a diagnosis or not. And for us, they get to come see us every week and work on things and talk about things. So it's a need that's out there, and it's worked really well.
Does your wife work in your office with you?
She does. She's been at home raising her kids, but as they are getting older, she's stepping up more and more and more in the functional medicine route and doing that in the office. But yeah, she does.
So I've had chiropractors on the show before, some of them who were upper cervical, and that's all they did.
Mm-hmm.
And then some of them who were upper cervical, but then they also did adjustments elsewhere.
That's me, the latter one. Yeah.
All right. And the question I ask in that instance is, did you ever do upper cervical only and then have an epiphany and say, hey, I'm going to do more than that? Or how did that work? How'd you get to both?
Vice versa. Started full spine, had an epiphany to just work with C1. And it was wonderful. It was really wonderful. I worked with some colleagues as well. And then rebuilding a practice, when we moved here, I realized that full spine, you can help a lot more people. That's not the truth, but from a marketing perspective, it is. So that worked out well. And then all the associates that come to work for us are full spine trained anyways. So they all love working on different things. And so we do full spine. But I did the opposite. There was an epiphany that I got to. I'm like, maybe I should just do the one thing really good. And it was great. It was really great. Maybe I should do that again.
I don't want you to change your practice because you came on here. Or maybe you should. I don't know.
Maybe I should. I don't know.
All right. Now, on the digital side, you do marketing, obviously, for yourself, but then also for your digital coaching clients.
Yeah. Yes.
Now,
so
who are those digital coaching clients? Are they chiropractors like you only? Are they health people only? Or are they anyone in the world? What's that work for you?
You know what? It's been health service providers right now. So definitely in the service industry, mainly chiropractors. I've gotten a chance to work with some PTs and some dentists, which has been pretty cool too. But again, in the health field. But yeah, they're typically healthcare providers. I'd love to try a different market, but I don't want to do what I don't know. So if a roofer comes to me, I probably won't take them on as a client because I really won't give them any expertise in the industry. So I'll stick to health service providers for sure.
That makes sense. Do you do all the creation of the ads? Do you write ads for people? How's that work?
Great. We used to. And what the algorithms now show on Meta is do not create multiple or templated type stuff. You want to create very organic type stuff when you're posting, even if you're just posting content. So we encourage all of our clients to shoot their own videos, whether they like to be on camera or not. Just do it. Show yourself doing what you do or how you do it or what you do or why you do it. Just shoot the videos. That creates beautiful content. And even if you could start rambling for 15 minutes, now we got like 40 different pieces of content we can cut and use it for a bunch of different things. So it's got to be organic. So using, templated or stock images or stock videos, not only does it not get great results, it also can cause a little bit of problems for not plagiarism, but copyright on Facebook. They may shut down the ad and do other things like that, saying that image is not yours. So organic content is king. And we try and teach our clients how to do that as well.
All right. So a client comes to you. Do they have to know how to run ads and all that stuff? How's that work for them?
I think the most common reason they come to us is because they don't. And they've come to epiphany where they think they should, or maybe they're struggling in practice and like, I got to do something marketing wise. And I'm tired of getting burnt with Google ads or whatever it is. And the whole new thing. So we get a little bit of everything. But it's typically people wanting to do marketing or needing to do marketing. I like the ones that want to do marketing because they're more engaged and they're willing to do what I say. The ones that are in need are pretty much throwing their business in your lap saying, save me. And I'm no savior. So those are tougher clients, but we're there to help them and they get results and we get them back on their feet. But I like the ones who want to market. That's exciting to work with.
Do they learn then as they're working with you to do these things on their own? Is that part of the coaching? How's that work?
It is. I don't have a lower level than that. My level, the entry level is to do all your digital coaching for you. We do your Facebook ads for you. We'll get you up and running. So as you're working with us, you're getting patients through the door. I always tell my clients when they start with me, I want a 4-to-1 return. So if you're paying me and your ads, we better be making 3 or 4 times that to justify keeping me on as your coach and to justify doing your advertising. Otherwise, if we're breaking even, this isn't even worth really the time. So they love that.
For you to get them to 3 to 4 to 1.
How do we?
How long does it take to get them to 3
within 30 days? Within 30 days for most markets. If they've been through it before and they've been through a bunch of digital agencies, I get into their Facebook ads and I'm like, oh boy, they've tried everything. And they're usually in the heart of Pittsburgh or the heart of San Diego. And they're in a very competitive market. I'm pretty straight with them when it comes to that. I'm like, listen, you've tried everything. I'm no savior. We're going to try a different strategy. But the weekly coaching, as being a DC myself, a doctor of chiropractic, I can come in with some practice management that comes in every week and add value that way. So a lot of the questions end up straying away from marketing because we've got the machine going. They start asking, hey, how do I hire an associate? When should I hire somebody? How do I fire somebody? Like, is this justified to fire them? And then we can talk about that stuff. Where do I invest? I've got a little bit of cash. How do I pay less taxes? I mean, now I start getting excited. These are the things that I do. I'm not going to tell you how to pay less taxes. I'll send you to your accountant for that. But that's the practice management part too. That's super exciting. Those are our long-term clients. We barely talk about marketing. I have to nudge them and remind them, hey, shoot a new video. That other one's 3 months old. We got to get some new content out there. They're like, oh, okay, great. What do we do about Michelle at the front desk? I'm like, you got to train a little bit harder. Don't cut the cord yet. And we go through some strategies on how to train, improve weekly meetings, improving hiring communication and intra-professional communication within your staff as well, and making sure that you guys act as a team and jive as a team. There's a lot of great things there. And other people are like, how did you buy a building? How did you do this? I'm like, I can relate. I can tell you how to do this and why you should or should not do it. So walking the walk, talking the talk is a lot easier as a coach than other things. So it's been a lot of fun. So that's our base. You get me every week, whether you like it or not. It could be a 5-minute conversation. I don't mind, but we have to talk. We have to touch on there. And then I'll send you videos on the ads that I've created so you know how we set them up. So the how is always emailed to you. And then you can always go back and look at those videos and learn. But then you can also ask questions the following week and say, hey, you did this one thing where you A/B tested this one ad. How did you switch the images or what did you do? And then they learn. And then after a few months, typically what ends up happening is they're like, I think we got this. I'm like, great, guys, take care. Let me know how it's going. And I'll check in on you in 2 months. All right, great.
That's awesome. Now, a lot of times when people are coaching like you are, it's because they themselves have been through a lot of coaching and that's sort of how they learned it. Is that the case for you, or is there a different path that you found?
No, 100%. I've always had coaches. Right when I graduated out of school, 3 months into practice, we bought a practice. We didn't even know what we were buying. The owner's like, sayonara, I'm going back to Hong Kong. He retired. I don't speak Chinese. Half of the patient base was Chinese. We learned very fast that you have to vet before you buy things. And so we tanked. And a good friend of mine, upper cervical in town, he's like, hey, by the way, I'm part of this coaching group, different group. And I was like, yeah, we need help. And he gave me 2 strategies in the first 2 weeks that we implemented immediately and doubled the practice volume right away, got on our feet, started breathing again. And ever since 2008, we didn't look back. So, and I was with him for a long time, still good friends, and we still both coach. So I've always had a coach. Then when we outgrew that and we wanted something different, we joined a different group, coaching group. Or if we wanted to build the pediatrics, we joined pediatric coaching groups. And we did those for years. And then I ended up crossing paths with the Black Diamond Club online and seeing Sean and Lacey. And I've been with Sean Dill and Lacey Book for the last 7 years as my coaches. And that's how we've gotten to where we are today. But after being coached for so long and going to events and learning one-on-one masterminds with them, I'm like, this stuff is pretty cool. I don't want to reinvent the wheel. And then right there, they end up doing the certification program to become a Black Diamond Club certified coach. I'm like, I don't know what that is. Here, take my money, show me what to do. And I've been there ever since. So it's been absolutely great. And that's where the coaching things come from. I think it's just giving me the confidence to be a coach. And otherwise, I don't think I would have done it. I don't know if I'm coach worthy. But after going through there, we've been through so much after 15, 16, 17 years. There's tons of information you can save people. And I remember Sean telling me, you are just going to save people from their next mistake, which is 100% worth being a coach. I'm like, then I can do that. I can definitely tell people how not to make mistakes. That's for sure.
The same ones I made.
Probably, maybe, yeah.
Now, one of the things that they teach there at BDC is collaboration. They try and avoid the word networking, which has a lot of connotations that a lot of people don't like, and they like to talk about collaboration. And a lot of times when they talk about that, people who hear it for the first time aren't really sure what that means.
Yeah.
Now, you've been at this a while.
Mm-hmm.
Can you tell us all what it means when they're talking about collaboration? What does that mean to us? What are we supposed to take that as? What's it mean we should start to do? Talk to us a little bit about what you think collaboration means.
Yeah. I mean, networking is your web. You create a web in your community or digitally, wherever it may be, and you may never actually see that person again or do anything with that person again. And that's networking. You get to meet them. You may know like 10 accountants. You may know like 5 engineers. You may know like 5 chiropractors, whatever it is. But collaborating as a team. I always think sports teams, they need to collaborate to reach a goal, whatever it is. If it's just winning the game or winning the championship, that they have to collaborate. It's teamwork. So in business, collaborating is actually working with people around you that may serve the same demographic as you. So it's very linear in the healthcare field. Very easy for me as a chiropractor to say, hey, I'm going to look at a physical therapist and I'm going to work with a dentist. I'm going to work with other people in the healthcare field because we are servicing patients and they may need a chiropractor and a dentist and a physical therapist at some point. So that's linear thinking. It's very in the box thinking when it comes to healthcare. But out of the box thinking is looking at your ideal clients that you love helping and looking at where else they go. So if you love working with Debbies who are, 45 years old, well off, older kids, taking care of themselves, healthy, then you might want to look at where they shop and what they do and what they eat and kind of almost stalk them, almost follow them around and see where they're at. Who's your favorite hairdresser? Where do you go for this? Where do you go for that? And you end up collaborating with those people. So that's out of the box thinking, where you are looking at more of the demographic. And when you start doing these little things, it's amazing how many opportunities start to sprout just from collaboration. That's the difference between networking. Networking may not create much. You may throw seeds all over the place, but if they're on the gravel or on rock, they're never going to grow. But with collaboration, you're always on fertile soil and everyone's working together. And then once they know what you do and you know what they do, the collaboration becomes very easy. And competition comes out of the equation. There is no competition when this is, because if I know I don't like working on a knee and the great knee physical therapist across the street does, well, It just makes sense to send anyone with a knee issue over to Phil, and Phil will send the back or the upper cervical issues to me.
Can you give us an example, a real life example of collaboration, say between you and your business and some other business?
Yeah, an out of the box one that works really well is truly stalking your patient. Your patients that you like working with. Where do they shop? Where do they eat? What's their favorite restaurants? Where do they go? So Debbie, 45, loves her hair, just like all of them. And they have a great hairstylist. And sometimes you'll end up realizing that a couple of them go to the same one, because there's the one that's really good, just like why they come to you. They come to the upper cervical guy because you're the only one that's doing it and you're specialized and you're the guy. So you end up finding who these people are. And once you reach out to them, they're excited. They're like, I've never done this before. What do you mean, collaborate with a chiropractor? How does this work? And it takes like 2 minutes to start talking to them. And they start talking about the hair. I start talking about the neck, and we're jiving on this whole thing. I get to learn about hair health, which I never even thought about. And that's why I have such beautiful hair. But then they start learning about spinal health, and it all kind of takes off from there. But then you walk away from that collaboration about Debbie's. And now you know how to serve more Debbies, and I can refer more Debbies to you. She can refer more Debbies to me. And then you're getting your ideal client. Unlike going to a networking event where they're just going to be like, hey, this guy's back hurts. Can he come see you? He's got no money. He's unemployed, but his back hurts. And you're like, ugh, not my ideal client. Truth.
It's a good example. Do you find it's hard to help people learn to collaborate, or is it something that people pick up on really easily? I find in my conversations with people that it's not something that a lot of people pick up very easily. There are some who just want to talk to everyone, and they collaborate with everyone they meet. And then there's others, which might fall into the majority, that struggle a little bit with that. What do you find?
Yeah, I think it comes down to personality, whether you want to go out there and do this. The premise, once I explain it like that, I think all my clients and everyone I talk to understands it. They're like, oh, that makes perfect sense. It's the execution part. Just like anything as a coach teaches a client is, can you execute on this? And will you execute on this? And that's a struggle. That's a struggle. I'm glad all my clients don't work in the same town, because I'd be pulling a lot of ears to what they need to be doing, but they're too far away. So I can't grab them by the ear. But yeah, I think that's the toughest. So understanding the concept, I hope I kind of described it well there, both in the box and out of the box collaboration thinking, but also execution. Go and do it. Done is better than perfect. And as a perfectionist myself, that was so tough over the last 10 years to just do things. I send out emails, they got typos in it. It drives me nuts. That's why I got no hair left, but they're done. The emails are out there. No one ever comes back to me and be like, I'm not going to work with this guy because he had a typo. They may call me out on it, but other than that, it's the email got sent and I got a new client. But because you're a perfectionist, you won't send out that, you hit the send button because you got to re-edit this thing 25 times. And you realize you don't have the time to edit this 25 times, and it never gets sent. So done is better than perfect. And it's been as tough for me as probably any other perfectionist out there to just do it. It doesn't matter how well it's done. People get the premise.
So that's the execution comment, is stop trying to do it perfectly. You understand the concept. So to execute, just go start trying.
Just start trying. Put up a whiteboard in your office. If you're a service provider, ask the question, where's the best place to get your hair done? Where's your favorite restaurant? Leave it up there for a couple of weeks. Get your staff to put a couple answers on there so it looks like a bunch of people wrote on there. Get it started, and then you'll end up seeing all the things there. And then you'll see some overlap. That's how we did it. We caught a couple ideas, and you'll see 2 or 3 of the same name pop up a couple times. You're like, oh, that is the best pediatrician that people go to. And then you end up collaborating with that pediatrician or that hairdresser or the favorite place to eat. And it's funny. I mean, they'll put up chain restaurants on there, right? And you're like, well, we're not going to go to a chain, but you'll get, and I ended up learning about one of the best Italian restaurants in town because I did that. I didn't even know they existed. So they put that on there, Esposito's, and we love Esposito's now. So it's great.
That's awesome. So a lot of your work is in digital coaching, and your base is chiropractic care, and you have a multitude. How many different offices do you have?
2. We just opened up our second location in a different town, and that's been going on for about 8 months.
And you have a multitude of associates with you?
We do.
Excellent. So where will someone go to learn about you? I'm online and I say, watch this video and I say, I want to meet this guy. So where am I going online to get to know more about you?
As not as easy as my name is, the nice thing is I'm the only guy in North America with this name. A couple cousins in Italy that have it as well. But so if you search me, you'll find me. So Enrico Dolcecore online anywhere, or enricod.com. That's my website where we go through our services. There's a bunch of free ebooks on there that you can just download and keep them. There's some marketing stuff, how to run an event, and then all of our how to work with us too is all on there. You can learn that. But on social media, on YouTube, you can join our channel. Every Monday night, we have a free live Adjusting Success YouTube live where you can come in and ask questions. You don't have to be a client. You can ask any marketing or practice growth questions, 9:30 p.m. Eastern, every Monday night. I haven't missed any. Then we have the podcast Marketing 101 for chiropractors. You can Google that, find that one. And we have a Facebook group for chiropractors. You do have to be a chiropractor to join this group. It's a safe marketing group for chiropractors to say whatever they want about society. And it's Marketing 101 for chiropractors, and just join there. Lots of ways to stay in touch and cooperate and learn. We've got a lot of free information through all of those PDF, e-files you can download and take them, intake forms, how to send mailers to your patients, how to thank them, how to reward them, all these systems that are out there that you can just do for free. Easy ways. I just want to see you guys all succeed. But then if you need some one-on-one help, I think I'm your guy.
Excellent. Now, from the chiropractic standpoint, I'm someone in your area and I have an issue and I want to come see you. I'm watching this video. I say, I like this guy. I got to come get adjusted. What's that experience going to be like?
The experience, yeah, you just find us online. You can fill out our form, or you can give us a call at Full Life Chiropractic. We're the one location here. Our website's fulllifetampa.com. And if you go there, all of our information is there. If you call us, you can become a new patient same week. If you send us a contact us form, you can become a patient same week. Everything's digital. Sign that, fill that out, send it back, and we'll get you an appointment time that works for you. We're open from 8 to 6 p.m. every day. And because of the multiple associates that we have availability each and every week. So you don't have to wait long to see us. Everything's on site, digital x-ray facility, CT scans, diagnostic thermals. We have a very fancy place and a beautiful location that we've worked hard to build for the community. So locally, if you're lucky to live in Tampa, come see Full Life Chiropractic for sure.
All right. Now, when they get there the first time, 5-minute visit, what's the first visit so that you understand who they are?
Yeah, budget 45 to 60 minutes for your first visit. We call all patients before they start with us. We do a consult on the phone. We want to vet people. One, don't drive to us for a lost cause, and don't give us any money if we can't help you. I mean, that's two things that I appreciate from everyone I work with. So we do that. We get to learn on the phone first. You can ask us questions. We can learn a little bit about you, kind of pre-diagnose without seeing you. That way, when you come on in, you're all ready. And then we can dive in, do the testing, do the physical assessment, do the x-rays all on site on that first day, and even give you your first treatment that first visit. So we're wasting no time with the service that we give you.
Awesome. Awesome. I assume you have people on your website telling how great your service is?
Yeah, we got a lot of Google reviews and a lot of reviews on our website. Yes, we built, in 6 years, we built a great reputation.
Excellent. Well, Enrico, do you have anything else that you want to share with us today? I want to say, one, I'm very grateful that you joined us today. And two, I'm really glad that you were willing to share some of your coaching knowledge. Now, you're not going to send me a bill for that, are you?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, I was wondering if there was a bill from you for this, for your time.
So I appreciate that. And your little talk about collaboration, all that, really nice. And that is really cool. Anything else you want to talk about, share, or leave with the audience?
You know, everyone needs a coach. Any good team needs a coach. I know you're hearing it from a coach and from you yourself, a coach. But navigating business, navigating life is tough. It's tough. And what a coach does is keeps you in line and hopefully helps you not make the same mistakes. And that is so valuable. I can't name it enough of why I've always had a coach, because the times when I don't have a coach, I realize how I go off in all different directions. All the shiny things start showing up. Oh, maybe we should get that. Oh, maybe we should get the Ferrari. Maybe we should get this for the office. And then you get back on your coach and you're like, why? That's not your ideal client. They're never going to use that. I'm like, oh, you're right. but it sounds cool. They're like, yeah, it sounds cool, but they're not going to. So imagine the thousands, tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars that they've saved me by saying no. Enrico, that's stupid. And you appreciate it. It's absolutely, and I think that's where the value comes with a coach. But then what about the things you didn't know that you didn't know? That's invaluable. That's where you come on in and people are like, wow, I didn't really thought about doing that. Yeah, give it a shot. And that's how we change practices. And that's how we get people to their goals, is by doing the simple things that they may not have thought about, or getting them to stop doing things that they thought were doing the right way. So anyways, coach, don't overthink a coach, and find one that fits you. So I screen everyone, and I may not be the best coach for you, but I'll refer you to the right people.
Awesome. All right. Well, thank you for joining us here today. Really appreciate it.
Thanks,
and
Paul.
Folks, thank you all for visiting us here again on Leveraging Your Voice. So Enrico, on my podcast, Leveraging Your Voice, one of the things that we want to do is help each guest actually leverage their voice so they can share their passion, service, and mission with the world. Did we help you do that today?
You did. I mean, you're such a great host. I mean, it just naturally flew out of me. You asked the right questions, and your pre-screen, I now see what you did. It's absolutely genius. You got the best out of me. Appreciate that.
Awesome. All right. Well, thank you. Folks, thanks for joining again. We'll be back. Look forward to seeing you again the next time. Until then, stay safe, and we'll see you soon.